This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Friday. It's the Morning Drive on Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com with Jamie Lent and Brendan Riker, who's in for Jeff McGuire this morning. I'm Chuck Heinz. It is great to have you amongst us today as we have a big football Friday to discuss. Got the Cowboy game from last night. We've got the Texas Tech game tomorrow as they take on Kent State. We've got high school football tonight. We've got big baseball series with the Rangers and the Astros. Man, it is a full table, a full buffet, Jamie, of sports for us today. That's
a good thing.
It is an awesome thing.
Nobody's ever complained about too much sports.
It's an awesome thing. I want to start with the Cowboys last night. Man, I will tell you this. I thought, you get past what happened at the very first play, but man, I thought the Cowboys really acquitted themselves quite well. I mean, I realized that the Eagles were without Jalen Carter, their best defensive player, who was going to put pressure on the quarterback, even more so than what the Cowboys faced last night from the Eagles, because they really couldn't stop the onslaught of the rush, but did score a couple touchdowns, got a couple field goals, and really, Jamie, they had every opportunity to win the ball game last night.
Yeah, if you make a couple plays there on that late drive, I mean, C.D. Lamb, the first one, feel like he had a really good chance to make that catch, and if he makes it, might be a different story today.
No question. He had a couple of drops in the ball game, and then the third was it would have been a spectacular catch.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that one a drop.
Yeah, nope, not at all. And really, and the other thing too is, and this was his MO in Pittsburgh, the penchant for getting bad penalties, but that penalty right before the fumble and right before the delay on George Pickens, it's inexcusable. I mean, the Cowboys had the ball down to the 11-yard line, and Pickens gets called for a unnecessary roughness call. It wasn't necessary. His roughness was not necessary.
Just really dumb.
A bonehead play.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys get pushed back, and then the couple plays later, I think, they're running the football and fumble, and then the lightning came, and then you have the delay. But I mean, the Cowboys were down to the 11-yard line. It looked like they were going to score. They would have taken the lead. I'm not going to say you're going to win the game as a result of that, but boy, you sure put yourself in a great spot at that point. And so you had this big 49-yard run by Miles Sanders to the Philadelphia 11, and then right after that, you get an unnecessary roughness call on George Pickens, and then with 4:52 to go in the third quarter, Sanders runs down to the 11, fumbles the ball, and Quinyon Mitchell picks up the ball, number 26, and he's running to daylight, and Dak Prescott makes...
I think 27.
27, okay.
Saquon Barkley's 26.
Okay. At any rate, Dak Prescott makes an ankle tackle and saves it from being a scoop and score, because there was nobody that was going to catch him, because he was going to run the other way and run the length of the field. And then you have the lightning delay, and they come out after the lightning delay, and everybody makes some adjustments, and it becomes
suddenly people play defense.
Suddenly people play defense, and you have punts and everything, and it's just like I said. I mean, it was just one of those deals where you felt like, man, the Cowboys had an opportunity there to win the game. But all that having been said, I thought Dak played really, really well. He was under duress. Disappointing in the play of C.D. Lamb. But how about the very beginning of the game where Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott? And I realize, later on in the game they showed the beginning of that altercation where, Carter's kind of walking in the backfield and he's giving one of the Cowboys, rookie offensive linemen's, kind of talking him up a little bit, and Dak's going to defend him, and Dak spits on the ground.
I don't think he was talking him up. I think he was talking him down.
Talking him down, yeah. Talking him down. That's probably better said. Dak spits. Dak says after the game, I spit 1,000 times a game. And then he said some words to Carter, and Carter got in his face, and then he spits on Dak. Just spits on him. And it's just a stupid bonehead play. And gets tossed. Extremely selfish.
Ridiculous. I hope he faces a longer suspension than just that one game where he's ejected.
And there is some talk of that. I don't know. I kind of feel like one game would be sufficient on that. But man, I immediately thought of and it's probably not the same, but it's the act is the same of Robbie Alomar spitting on the umpire.
I think it's very different because it's not in the face.
Yeah.
He did not lean in and spit into the umpire's face.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Carter did it towards his chest.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have aimed up if he really wanted to, and he didn't. Again, I think he needs to. I think he needs to sit another game, but I don't think it. I think it's a long ways from Robbie Alomar.
Okay. All right. That's just the one that I thought of, and on Two Pros and a Cup of Joe they brought up a Sean Taylor incident with the Redskins against Tampa Bay, I believe, a long time ago, and I don't recall that one, but
yeah, I don't think he attempted to spit in Dak's face.
No, he did not. No, he.
To me, that feels different.
Okay.
Again, I still feel that he deserves another game suspension at least.
Yeah. Just 3 points.
Be a decent human being. That's allowed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to get after somebody and talk to somebody and dog cuss somebody, I mean, that's part of that's football. But spitting on somebody it's just irreprehensible. I mean, it's just like you said, it's dumb, it's selfish. And
it's extremely selfish. I mean, he's such an important part of their defense.
No doubt.
I mean, you heard Dak say, I mean, it changed our game plan. Where our game plan was to try to double him and deal with the rest of them. And all of a sudden it became, wow, this just got a whole lot easier for us. Yeah. I mean, just so incredibly selfish. I mean, he thinks he's going to get away with it, but that's the part that's so dumb. I mean, you're doing that right in front of everybody, including the ref standing right there next to you.
It was an easy flag to throw.
How stupid are you?
Yeah.
I mean, his history and his past show he's not the brightest bulb in the light socket, but anyway, he really hurt his team.
Yeah.
Selfish.
So the Eagles win it 24-20. Cowboys had opportunities in the second half. Only 3 points scored in the second half. Cowboys did get a couple field goals from Brandon Aubrey, but it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
6:15 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Good morning with Jamie Lent and Brendan Riker. I'm Chuck Heinz. We'll have the Friday night football preview show on the air for you tonight at 6, and then Friendship High School football. They take on Wichita Falls Memorial on the road in Wichita Falls. That'll be 6:30 broadcast time, 7 o'clock kick. We'll also tonight have Lubbock Cooper and Coronado from Lowry Field. That'll be on 100.7 The Score and also on 96.9 The Bull. That's the Coronado broadcast, the Cooper broadcast on The Score. Liberty, the lone kind of team in the city to win last week, they'll be in action tonight. They take on Idalou at home, and we'll have that on Young Country 93.1. So lots of high school football tonight. Monterey won last night over Wiley. I think just a little bit of a surprise there.
Way to go, Monterey.
Just in listening to their new head coach yesterday talk about his team and what they had going in, they were really disappointed with what happened the previous week in their loss to Choctaw, even though Choctaw is a defending champion and has, as he put it, I couldn't tell you who all they were, but Coach Jason Sims said they had 5 Division I players on the field. Choctaw did. And so, but he said that they left feeling that they could have won last week and that they didn't take advantage of the opportunity. And tonight or last night, he's going into the game. They talked about limiting mistakes and holding calls and things like that. And he said this. I thought this was well said. He said, "I want my kids to be confident, my coaches to be confident. I never think we're going to lose. Time just runs out." Okay, sounds like a coach, right? Mm-hmm. Time just ran out. We just didn't have enough time. So good for Monterey last night. They moved their record to 1-1 in the season with a 24-21 win over Wiley. All right, some reaction early on from the Yates Flooring Center chat line to the Cowboy game. Jalen Carter should be suspended 6 games and a $500,000 fine. If I was commissioner, that's what he would get. That seems a little harsh. I agree with Jamie's comment on the chat line. You talked about Rashee Rice, who got 6 games for being in an accident and driving in excess of 100 miles an hour and
reckless driving and putting people's lives in danger, and then left the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
And he only got 6 games. So if you're going to suspend him for 6, you can't suspend Jalen Carter 6 for spitting on someone.
No. And
I bet he just gets a fine. I bet he doesn't get suspended. But
yeah, and Rashee Rice he's lucky to be playing at all. To be quite candid, I mean, he could have been very easily suspended.
Probably should be in jail.
I think he did spend some jail time, but probably didn't spend enough.
Yeah, I mean, a normal person's probably spending some more time.
Yeah. Bullfighter says this: good first game. Offense looked better than I thought for Dallas, but the defense definitely has some holes. Yeah,
but I didn't think the defense looked that bad. I mean, that's a pretty good offense you're facing again. If they, clearly it was. Don't let the 2 receivers hurt you. Keep everything to the middle, underneath. And, I mean, it really was just a matter of, especially in that first half, Jalen Hurts the Cowboys had everything else covered but him.
Yeah.
And so rush lane discipline was not at its best. Mm-hmm. And your defensive ends were able to contain him. And, I mean, he was their offense in the first half. He was terrific running the football.
He was. Yeah, ran it 14 times, 62 yards, had a couple touchdowns. Barkley, he also had some good runs. And really the good runs were on third down when the Cowboys were trying to get off the field. And Barkley had 18 totes, 60 yards. He also scored a touchdown. Both teams were good on third down. Cowboys were 7 of 11. Eagles were 8 of 13. Cowboys made big stops in the fourth quarter to give themselves a fighting chance. A stupid penalty on Pickens, as I said, really cost them in the third quarter. And then drop balls by CeeDee Lamb in the fourth cost them. I mean, including one that came right in the hands. You got to make that catch. And of course, I mean, there would have been some time left on the clock for the Eagles to come back. But I think if you'd have said before the start of the game, Cowboys were going to hold the Eagles to 24 points, you'd feel like, nah, I got a chance.
Got a shot.
Yeah, got a chance.
Yeah, the Eagles could definitely say the same things to themselves. I mean, there was the stupid penalty to start the game is a game. It's a game changer when you're losing that player. You have a roughing the passer penalty on the drive right before half that Cowboys wouldn't have been able to get that field goal if you don't get that. Right before the fumble, there's a 3rd and long in the end zone there, and they throw into the end zone an incomplete pass. It's going to force the Cowboys to kick a field goal, and instead you hit an unnecessary roughness on the receiver there, the tight end Ferguson, and that could have been a +4 play because the Cowboys were going to kick a field goal. Now ultimately they ended up fumbling right afterwards, and so it ended up being a positive thing. But that was a stupid penalty for the Eagles too. So I think there was some of that on both sides where they did some dumb things that really hurt themselves.
Dak with 21 of 34, 188 yards. I thought he played a really good game.
Yeah, I thought he looked great. Showed
a lot of leadership on the field and things along those lines. So I don't know. I think I walk away from this game looking at the Cowboys and go, okay, I think they can win more than 7 games. I don't know if they can win more than, I think I said yesterday my thought was 10. I think that's still a challenge, but I feel like that they're a better team than maybe what folks were giving them credit for. And I thought in his first game, Brian Schottenheimer made good coaching decisions. Seemed like they made good adjustments.
Yeah, nothing stood out.
There wasn't any.
Yeah, you wonder how much the game was affected by what the Cowboys did offensively by the Eagles' best defensive player excusing himself from the contest. But
Sure, yeah. No.
I'm just going to take the night off.
You're right. No question. Just
Gotta work on my loogie skills.
Just stupid. Yeah.
There's a horse name for you, Brennan. Loogie skills.
Yeah. Just dumb. But at any rate, the Cowboys now next will face the New York Football Giants, and that'll be on September the 14th. And so Cowboys get a little time off. Didn't see any big injuries for the Cowboys last night, but I'm sure that there's some people nicked up and dinged up and all those kinds of things. 6:23 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. We have I got plenty of notes on high school stuff and from Coach Joey McGuire's show last night, Jamie, and really the chief thing is, what's the status of Baron Morton going into the ball game? Coach Joey McGuire said last night that we'll know for sure in the morning, meaning this morning. He did 7-on-7 on Wednesday, did everything that we asked. Said if he progresses like he has, we'd love to have him out there. I'll be surprised if he doesn't. He continues to say, which I have no reason to doubt or not believe him, because he's been pretty candid on this. He said the injury is all muscle, soft tissue, and said he's got a really good chance to start.
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Now the question is, how much is he going to play? Does he get much into the second quarter?
Well, I mean, we didn't expect him to play much anyway.
No, not at all.
If he's playing a lot, that's a bad thing.
Right.
You're favored by 48.5.
How much do you need to see? Get him into the second quarter, get up 21-0, get him out of there, that kind of thing?
I bet he plays the whole first half.
Okay. 6:25 this morning. Take your score predictions for Texas Tech and Kent State. We'll have it for you tomorrow morning. Optimum Game Day Live starts at 7. We'll have the kick at 11 and the Double T 97.3 Coors Light postgame show after the game. Afternoon postgame tomorrow afternoon here on Double T 97.3.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Thank you for being with us today with Jamie Lent and Brendan Rikers in for Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Great to have you with us today. We come to you, Jamie and Brendan and I, from the First United Bank studio. Take your thoughts, comments, your score predictions on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. If you have a high school kid that's performing in something this weekend and you want to shout that out, or you feel like that you want to give us a update, or just, positive vibes, your kid's the starting quarterback, or maybe your daughter's the head cheerleader, or, band is the, tuba person. They get to dot an I or something tonight. Maybe they're the Idaloo tuba player. Okay. We get, I don't know if they dot I's there, but something along those lines. If you would like to give us your thoughts on that, we'll
maybe
take
not
it.
Idaloo, because I guess that would be a capital I instead of a lowercase I.
Oh yeah. Unless they just did it old school wise, right?
That too.
Yeah, just did it old school wise. We'll have high school football for you tonight. It all begins with the Friday night preview show at 6 on both 100.7 The Score and Double T 97.3, and then that leads into our extensive high school football coverage tonight. We'll have Friendship on, Lubbock Cooper on, Coronado on, Liberty on, and then the West Texas Friday night high school scoreboard show afterwards. And then don't forget, tomorrow morning, Optimum Game Day Live begins with a Saturday morning quarterback with the Friday night scores. So that'll be from 7 to 8. It's a quick one tomorrow, as it's an 11 a.m. start. And Coach McGuire was asked about that last night, Jamie. He he likes the 11 a.m. start. He said you get up, you get rolling, go to chapel, eat, walking. He said the guys are ready for it. He said the other thing, I hadn't really thought about this, but he brought this up. He said for his football team, after the game, they get to spend some time with their families.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because, when you have the late game, especially with what happened, last week against Arkansas Pine Bluff, they don't really get that much time to spend with their families. Mm-hmm. So that's a positive as well. Mac Leftwich, the offensive coordinator, he was on Red Raider football with Joey McGuire as well. He said he likes the 11 a.m. kick as well. You get up and go. He said the build up to the game is the worst part, especially if it's like a 6:30 start. The waiting around. And I certainly could see that and see that people would think that. You're a big fan of the 11 a.m. game as well.
I am. For the same reasons. I like to be able to see my family on a Saturday, and I like to be at the house watching other games in the evening. Yeah,
and there's going to be some other Big 12 games. We'll get to that here in just a second. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Is there anything like you want to see tomorrow that either you saw against Arkansas Pine Bluff, or that you saw and you didn't necessarily care for, or is this just something where really you can't really learn a whole lot positive? You just want to get out of there with a win and no injuries.
Yeah, I'd prefer you not miss an extra point.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Do you want to see
Caleb Douglas dropped a pass. Let's not do that.
Okay. Yeah.
The quarterback got banged up. Mm-hmm. Let's not get him more banged up.
Right.
Let's not get anybody banged up. How about that?
Sure.
You lost a player for the season. Let's not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We dominated on both sides of the ball up front. We didn't turn the ball over. We could get more turnovers. We could force more turnovers. Okay. Your kicker kicked it the way your coach wanted to. You tackled well. Yeah, I'm gonna go with don't miss an extra point this time.
Okay. How about one last thing of would you like to see your punter punt? I mean, just so that he gets to punt.
Yes. Yeah, I would.
Just
bold statement. He's punting on the first possession of the game for the Red Raiders.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily want to see that because that means your drive stalled, and then that's bad news bears. You don't want to do that. But I guess that's what can happen. I mean, if you have to punt on your first drive, I mean, I guess you just the way it works out.
I definitely think it means your drive stalled. Yes.
Yeah, right.
I don't think they're going to punt on first down, the first drive.
No, or punt on
maybe
on
a quick
down.
kick on third.
Unless you're really backed
We're
up.
way behind the chains. We're like 3rd and 48.
Yeah. No.
And we've heard that Barron, he's got quite a leg on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Although that leg is a little bit banged up right now.
I wouldn't use that. If I were Coach McGuire, I would think anybody suggests that he punts or kicks or anything, it's like, nah, hey, listen, he's just trying to recover from that, muscle injury that he's got to his leg, and thankfully there wasn't anything structurally done to his knee. And Coach McGuire saying on his show last night that Barron did everything that they wanted him to do on Wednesday, that they'll know for sure this morning. But he said if he progresses like he has, we'd love to get him out there. And then he went on to say a little bit later, I'll be surprised if he doesn't start. I'll be surprised if he doesn't. So he said he's got a really good chance to start. So he basically said everything but, hey, he's starting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Kent State, you got to expect that Barron Morton's going to start, right?
Yeah, I would guess so. I don't know that there's a huge difference. It's not like the game plan changes dramatically with the two different quarterbacks, right?
No.
I mean, it's not Zebby Lethridge coming in as the backup.
No.
We're not going to, not that Zebby ran we ran a, option offense or anything, but I mean, he definitely used his feet more. But
You liked him as a quarterback.
I think he's
didn't
one of my favorite Red Raiders ever. Yeah. I mean, Morton and I mean the other two backups, the same style of play. It's not going to change. So it's not like they have to. Oh man, should we worry about Morton or should we worry about? No, it's the same style of quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and by the way, we may have discussed this. We may have talked about this, but they said last night that Mitch Griffith's got another year of eligibility, so he'll be back with Texas Tech next year too.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, sure, maybe. I mean, but he's got another year. They made it sound like he was coming back for another year, but
yeah, that's good for him.
Maybe
good for the Red Raiders too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. They really like him. They like his leadership. They like what he's done and helping Will Hammond get prepared.
Good. He looked good in his short time out there last week,
and everything that he can do on the field too.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Next, Jamie's question of the day.
Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen. This can have one answer or two answers, whatever you want. I'm totally good with either.
3? Can we have 3?
No.
Okay.
All right, tell me a game after 1 week, actually 2 weeks of seeing some games this year. So 2 weeks. Tell me a game that you feel better about Tech's chances or worse about the Red Raiders' chances.
Okay. Worse or better?
Or you can have both.
I'll tell you something that Coach McGuire said last night that kind of surprised me. He talked about a low point for him a couple years ago. It would have been year 2, and how they're coming off the year and they felt really good about their season, and they had early losses, and then had the injury to Tyler Shuck, and then had the injury to Baron Morton against West Virginia, and then they go to BYU and just get spanked and have to start a freshman quarterback. And he said, I have that game circled. And it's not that I felt like that you were going to lose to BYU, but I love the fact that he has that game circled for himself of kind of we owe them one, so to speak. So I feel really good about BYU. Feel even better about it today than I did before.
Okay. That was not an answer I expected.
Okay.
They looked really good last week.
One game that I feel better about, it's got to be the Kansas State game. What we've seen from Kansas State in their first 2 games has just not been good for them. And you feel a little better about that. Obviously, you have yet to really been challenged the way that Kansas State has been challenged in their first 2 games of the season. But, I mean, that's an operation that has some things to figure out. Obviously, K-State has the benefit of waiting till November to play Texas Tech, but I feel, as of right now, I feel pretty good about that Texas Tech and Kansas State game. A lot better than during the summer when we talk about you haven't beaten them in a while, and especially in Manhattan, but if you are the team that you think you are in Texas Tech, you can beat that Kansas State team that we've seen in week 0 and in week 1.
I think you are making great sense, Brennan. I think everything points to what you're saying making sense, except for the fact that I just have seen Kansas State too many times look bad early on in the season and then figure it out and get better as the season has gone along. So I'm not there yet where I'm certain that this K-State team is going to be mediocre, not as good as I expected. It's trending in that direction, no doubt, absolutely. But I see Kansas State as a team that seems to just figure it out. There's so many years where we doubt them at this point of the season, and then they figure it out. So I'm not there yet. I think the one game that I'm confident in, one way or the other, that I feel better or worse, is the Utah game, and that's why I'm more nervous about the Utah game. I do think they look significantly better. I'm not still not sold on their quarterback, so to speak, but I do think he's a playmaker. Can the Red Raiders contain him and force him to be a pocket passer and not allow him to run. That's the question that I have about that team. And how good was UCLA? I don't think we know, but I think my guess is that they're not a great team. So that may not be as an impressive as a win as I thought it was going to be. So that's the game that I would say I'm more nervous about than I was before the season started.
But I thought the question was you feel better about.
Or worse.
Or worse. Okay.
That's why I said you could have two answers.
Okay. Or worse.
Better or worse.
Somebody on the chat line says better K-State, worse Utah. They agree with you. And I gave you an answer that you weren't expecting. Had you already circled BYU as a win, or?
No, I mean I thought coming into the season, I mean before they kicked their quarterback to the curb,
right?
I was nervous about it. And then they kicked their veteran quarterback to the curb, and you hear they're starting a true freshman, and you're saying to yourself, okay, I like our chances a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes off last week. Now, it was against a horrible team. I mean, a horrible team. But would they win? 77-0 or 72-0?
Yeah,
I don't know.
69-0
Yeah.
against a team that also got shut out by Tarleton State.
Yeah, Portland State, right? So I have a hard time looking at that and saying, "Yep, feel better." I was looking at action on the field. You went by. A coach said, "I got that game circled."
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. You're right.
If you feel better about that game because he's got the game circled, I'm questioning why he doesn't circle all of them. Because if he's going to put out more effort and they're going to be more focused and they're going to be more dialed in, he's going to coach harder because it's circled.
Yeah, I just like the fact that it's circled.
Can somebody sneak me into his office with a Sharpie because I'll circle them all? I will circle them all.
He'd probably tell you that they're all circled, but I think there's a special circle there on BYU.
Special circle.
Yeah. I thought that's a very me answer right there. I mean, in my analysis.
Brennan and I went with play on the field.
Sure.
You went with talk.
I did, right?
Talk.
Right, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
It is very us.
You talked about how did you phrase this? The operation. What did you say? You said something like the type of the operation of the team, or
I'm confused.
what do you, Brendan?
What did I say? It's early in the morning to
What
where
were we
I forget what I
talking
said.
about?
Well, he's
5
talking
minutes
about
before.
K-State, and he goes, "That's an operation of." It sounded like something that your dad would say. That's why it felt like that was very like coach speak around the dining room table that you probably heard all your life, and you're like, it's just muscle memory.
Probably not from Dad. I think Dad's a little less coach speak and a little more straightforward.
Okay.
I like to think of him as that, especially
With
in
regard
the
to your
household.
raising,
What is that?
with regard to your upraising, he was real direct.
Yes. Yes, he was.
Did he? Okay. Let's see. Tech beat Lamar 77-0 with Alan Bowman and Jet Duffy as the quarterbacks. I'm not worried about
I'm totally
BYU.
confused what those have to do
I
with
am
each
too.
other.
Yeah. Could be that circle is a different color for that game. Special circle horse name. I don't really think so. That is the most Chuck answer I think I've ever heard. Okay. Well, hey, I'm being consistent then.
Oh man. I expect if we lose a game that you ask him why it was not circled.
Did you have that one circled like BYU, Coach?
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Good morning with Jamie Lent and Brennan Reichers in for Jeff this morning. I'm Chuck Heinz. It's great to have you with us this morning. Mac Leftwich was on Red River Football with Joey McGuire last night. He's the offensive coordinator for Texas Tech. He talked about his past a little bit, said that Eric Morris taught him his offensive football. Said he worked for him for 4 years at Incarnate Word, and described his offense as a lot of roots of the air raid, but said it's kind of hodgepodge and doesn't have a name for his offense yet. He said his wife's been trying to encourage him to come up with a name. He said, I'm not really very much of a flashy guy. Okay? So he said...
It's not the Mac attack?
Oh, that's pretty good. You got the sack attack, for Ronald McDonald House. You could do the Mac attack for the offense. I like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll suggest. I don't even know if I've met him yet. I think I've shook his hand. I think that's about it.
That feels like meeting.
He said he calls his offense kind of a hodgepodge. He said, I've pulled from everyone. He said, from Mike Leach, from Eric Morris, and this one surprised me, June Jones. Mm-hmm. Remember June Jones?
Oh, yeah.
And then Art Browse, okay? Mm-hmm. He was asked about the environment at Jones Stadium. Of course, everybody speaks glowingly of it. It was an awesome environment on Saturday. They've added a little bit more. I don't know if you noticed this or not. They added a little bit more smoke and some fireworks coming out of the tunnel, and the smoke's colored like red, which makes sense, right? And they get some little fireworks kind of coming out. When the players are running out with the horse and all that kind of stuff. He said he played for UTEP, and he said he came here in 2015 when the Miners played the Red Raiders. Mm-hmm. And he went as the starting quarterback that day. He went 14 of 22, 164 yards with a touchdown. Got sacked once. He toted the ball. Let's see. He went 4 times for 15 yards. His longest run was for 8. The opposing quarterback that day was Patrick Mahomes, who went 18 of 33, 361, 4 touchdowns. And Davis Webb, who's now the quarterback coach of the Denver Broncos, 5 of 9, 84 yards. So
I've heard of those guys.
A couple of good names, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Davis Webb's going to be a head coach someday.
Well, that's what you keep hearing.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a head coach. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Mahomes and the Chiefs will be in action tonight. They're playing in Sao Paulo, Brazil, against the Los Angeles Chargers.
Should be a good early season matchup.
I would think so. Chargers are a team that could knock off the Chiefs in the division. A lot of people think so. They got to keep Justin Herbert healthy. That's been a problem. They got a running back who's got an eye issue. That's from the 4th of July. Remember the cat that lit off some fireworks and exploded in his eye?
I do not remember that.
Okay.
A lot of people think the Chargers are going to take down the Chiefs for the division.
Yeah. I mean, the prognosticators, some of the prognosticators saying, Chuck, are you trying to say hodgepodge? Yeah, I said hodgepodge, right? Mm-hmm. It's not potch. Okay, well, it's hodgepodge. Hodgepodge. Anyway, so there's some people that think the Chargers are going to win.
I'm sure there are a few people that are Chargers fans.
Maybe a lot, but I mean, there's some pundits that think that, experts, things like that, people that make predictions.
Well, after making those predictions, I wouldn't call them experts anymore.
Okay. Yeah. There's some Charger people they got their jimmies wrestled because the Chiefs have an end zone painted for them, and the Chargers have an end zone painted for them. This is technically a Chargers home game. So apparently last year, I think it's the Eagles that played this type of game, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and the Eagles' end zone was Eagles in both ends. But in this particular case, it's Chargers in one end and Chiefs in the other. And they got their jimmies wrestled about that. One thing's for sure, Jim Harbaugh's a really good coach.
No doubt.
He's a really, really good coach.
Not the best of dudes, but he can coach.
Yeah, right.
And I think he's got a good quarterback too.
Mm-hmm. And so it won't surprise me if he gets the Chargers to a Super Bowl like he did with the 49ers.
I would agree. It's just kind of a matter of, I think the Chiefs will have a lot to do with that. They'll have a lot to say about it. I mean, I think there's been other good teams in the AFC over the last 5 or 6 years that you look at and say, that team's probably was good enough to make it to a Super Bowl, but they're playing against a team that is, a dynasty and with a generational quarterback that is going to keep them from getting there. And so, will the Chargers and Herbert be the same way? That's the big question. How long before the Chiefs start to fall off?
Sure.
How long before Patrick starts to to slow down. I mean, he's playing at such a high level now. It's hard for anybody in the AFC to get there.
Yeah. I've seen.
And he's got a really, really good defense too.
Yeah, and Chris Jones makes a huge difference on that defense. I've seen Denver more than the Chargers, and as a Bronco fan, I disagree. Okay, well, you got your donkey covered glasses on, then, and I got my Chiefs covered. I wonder what the Bronco fans, what they call the Chiefs? Do they call them the Chefs? Do they call them what ugly name do they have for the Chiefs? I wonder.
Don't know. I know a Broncos fan.
You know a Broncos fan?
Yeah, Zach Sparkman.
Oh, that's right. He's a big Bronco fan.
Zach. He's probably listening.
He's got all kinds of little knick-knacky stuff, names and things like that. So that guy's a walking Rolodex. Yes, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. So how you feeling? We're going to make scores predictions here in just a little bit, but you're not the least little bit worried about this game at all. You're just more worried about getting in and getting out.
Are we still talking Chiefs Chargers?
No.
No, we're going to the Red Raiders.
We're going to the Red Raiders.
Worried? No.
Yeah, worried, are you?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay.
I feel good. I really liked what we saw last weekend. I know it was a beatdown against a Yabat team, but it looked like a team that was dialed in and ready to go, and hopefully they come with that same kind of focus and intensity this week.
Because and that's the thing that really impressed me was I didn't ever feel like the level of intensity went down. I mean, regardless of kind of where you were in the game, they were very tenacious. They were
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, those guys that are third and fourth stringers, they're trying to earn themselves spots as a first or second stringer. So if you come into the game late and you're just, coasting, and you're not full effort, you might be fifth stringer.
Mm-hmm. Might be.
So those guys are working for trying to earn more playing time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the other thing that's kind of stands out, they've talked about how this is an older team, just in age and things like that, experience, and hope. And it sounds like this is what it sounds like. I'm not in this meetings, but it sounds like the older guys are being those leaders in the locker room and on the practice field, so the coaches don't always have to be the ones that are, trying to do the leadership and hey, this is how we do things here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want, right? I noticed when I got to my seat on Saturday, and I tried not to be too caught up in this moment because it might happen every week and I just don't notice it. But they were showing different players down there warming up and working out, and they happened to show Barron talking with his offense for a little bit, or a bunch of offensive guys, probably not the entire offense, but a bunch of his guys. I mean, he was really getting after him. And they were showing it on the video board. And I don't remember seeing that before. I think I would have remembered, but it was like, that is a fired up dude, okay? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's him trying to take on a bigger leadership role, or if that's him, hey, I'm a senior and we're gonna finish this thing the right way kind of deal. But I loved seeing it.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.